Hey, this is Dawn from New Dawn Coaching and Training, and welcome to your half foam roller class. Today, for about 35 minutes, we're going to work you with one of these. You need this and a chair to help you with your balance. We're going to do a lot of balance and stability work, as well as getting your ankles stronger. So let's go ahead and get ready to go. All right, let's get you warmed up for this half roller class. I want you to grab your roller, feet are a little wider, straight arms. We're gonna start with just a little pivot side to side. We wanna make sure your body is pretty warm today before we ask it to start working. So over, we're gonna be doing a lot of balance work, and we're doing a decent amount of leg work today. And give me a few more. 4, shoulders down. 3, turn your hips. Give me 2 more, one more time. And then we're gonna be set in the center. So feet are out wide, a plie squat. Coming down, big reach up, and down, big reach up. So keep going with those. All the way up, we want to straighten out those arms. And when you do a plie squat, we're tip forward slightly in our backs. So taking it down, bringing it up. Just a couple more. One more here. And we're set. We're gonna stay here. What we're gonna do is tilt one side, tilt the other way. Arms are straight, legs are pretty straight. Making sure you're not rolling to the outside edges of your shoes. Remember to breathe. I'm gonna be reminding you about that a lot today. One more. Now we're gonna have you stay right in the center. We're gonna make a big circle one direction and then go the other way. So big circle around here. You're looking to keep your back pretty still on these circles. This is just warming up your shoulders and your spine a little bit more. You're gonna practice sitting up nice and tall, stomach pulled in. One more side to side. Tracing that clock, one more right here. Good, all set. So I want you to go ahead and bring that in. Slide your feet about shoulder width apart. And we're gonna practice some tippy birds, or I should say straight leg deadlifts. Later on, there'll be tippy birds when you're on one foot, but I'm gonna give you a side view real quick. I'm bending at my hips. See how nice and flat my back is? And both my legs are straight. So you're hinging at the hips, that's what we call that. And we wanna come down just low enough you're feeling some stretch in the backs of the legs. Don't forget to breathe. Now pull this up right there. And then flat back. Now when we pull our roller up, we wanna make sure we don't throw an extra curve in the lower back. We don't wanna arch our lower back. Let me show you what I'm talking about. I wouldn't wanna do that. See how I'm kinda putting too much curve in my lower back there? I don't want that. I'm gonna keep that tailbone tucked underneath me right there. Practice my neutral spine and really good alignment in my pelvis and my abs. So just one more time here. And coming back up. Bring your roller back in, okay? So we're gonna go ahead and make sure I'm not gonna hit my wall here. Just pull back my arm. And we're just doing the arms right now. We're not gonna twist your torso yet. That's coming up really soon. Right now, this is just stretching out that front shoulder. So do that again. It should not hurt. If you're having a shoulder that's not all that good with it, don't go back quite as far. Stop, obviously, before it hurts. All right, next up, you're gonna twist into that just a little bit. So we're gonna turn back. Soft knees, that'll help the cartilage in the knees come along for the ride. So over and over. Nice and comfortable. There should be no discomfort at all in your back. So last one of each. Over we go. And one more time right here. So the last little batch of warm up that I want you to do is take your feet just a touch wider, warm up your calves, because they're actually gonna be working quite a bit today for you. And the roller's right here. Press up. Press all the way up. Let me step back a little more so you can hopefully see all of me. So pressing up, big push up. And as we do this, we want to keep our tailbone still pulled down to the floor. Our abs are tucked in, and we're pushing right up there. And with your heels, make sure they're not rolling to the outsides. They're just going straight up. 3, 2, and then one more time. Okay, so we're gonna start to work a little harder now. I'm gonna have you grab your chair, and this is to help you keep your balance today. I'll use my chair for the demo here. And I'm gonna take my roller, let's start over here today. We're gonna put it on the flat side down, okay? Flat side down. And I'm gonna step on that with one foot, the foot that's closest to the chair today. So we're gonna get you up there, and you wanna make sure your foot's totally centered on the roller, and also that your toes or your heel, that they're not hanging off the front or the back. Nice and tall, got the toes here. Just start with a little knee up right now. Shoulders back, we're gonna stand tall. Now the chair is here if you need it. You might decide, I'm feeling good. I don't need to hold on to it. But if you do need it, it's there for some fingertip help, okay? Just a little fingertip balance. Totally allowed if you need it today. So just a little bit more. And we're coming down kind of slowly. The thighs going up parallel to the floor. Give me just a few more, okay? Make sure we're gonna hold the next one up. Let's just see how you feel. Pretty good, hopefully? Good. And then bring your foot down, let's do it again. So up we go. And back down. Now as I pull that knee up and I'm holding it, I'm focusing on, keeping my tailbone anchored down to the floor. That teaches you to hold yourself with perfect posture. So one more time right here, so up we go. And down. So you're gonna go ahead, pull the roller to the other side of your chair. So the foot that's closest to the chair, you can use that. Move over a little bit. All right, so nice and tall we are. We're gonna lift our knee up and tap our toes. And the knee up and tap our toes. Try it again. So we wanna keep that chest out. Or we wanna keep our chin up. Remember holding up there for a moment, okay? Up again. You got a little bit more of those regular knee lifts. Remember to not overdo it with the chair. If you need it, that's fine. But we're not just hanging on where there's no challenge at all to the balance. We need there to be a little bit of a challenge. So the next few, we're gonna hold them up a little bit longer, okay? Stay right there. And then tap your toes down a little touch. Do it again, so up. These rollers are great to develop your ankle stability and your strength. And then back down, we're gonna do a little bit more with those holds, so up. You might tend to hold your breath. Make sure you're breathing. Do that again. The leg you're standing on should stay straight. Your chest is still open. We're gonna do one more time. Make sure that knee is going right to the front here, so up we go. And then bring it down. So let's go ahead and switch to the other side of your chair here. And if you're having a day where you just know you don't really need that chair very much, don't worry about it, just get rid of it. So we're gonna make this a little bit more challenging. We're on our tippy toes, we're nice and tall. We're just gonna do a little front kick and tap the toes and a back kick. I'm not gonna lean forward on those back kicks. So up we go, and back. So again, if you're wobbly today, back of the chair is gonna help you out a little bit. From the hips up, really still. Now if you feel good after this one, what we're gonna try is to not put our toes down in between those two, okay? So here we go, up and back, and then up. And I'm gonna recommend you don't try to go too high with the front or the back. When you bring your leg back, squeeze your behind. So a little bit more, front, back, and 3 more times. Really still on the spine, 2 more. Do one more time right here, front to back, okay? All right, you guessed it. We're doing the other side, aren't we? Yeah. And foot that's closest to the chair, you're gonna stand on that foot right there with your roll. And we're nice and tall, we're lifting. We start with the toe touches first, in between the front to back motion. And up and back. Hopefully you're staying really still with everything right here. Just the leg that's moving intentionally, that's the one that's going. Belly button area is drawn in. We're not gonna let those abs get lazy today. So try it again. And after this one, we're gonna try to do it without touching the toes at all. You think you're up for it? I bet you are. Here we go, front to back and front. And you might occasionally need to get a finger on that chair that's fine, like I just did. It helps a lot. And if you're just getting used to balance, don't try to take the legs as high as maybe you think you should. So we're gonna get through a couple more times here. Leg you're standing on is also working. One more back, and I'm all set. Good job. So I'm gonna go ahead, I'm gonna move my chair out of the way, just because I'm afraid I'm gonna end up hitting the wall here in a moment. But you can keep your chair, you go back to the side of your chair, and we're gonna stand on the foot that would be closest to the chair. We're up on the tippy toes. Now we're gonna work a different direction. We're gonna go out to your side. So this is our last set, staying on the flat side on the roller for a little while. And 3. Notice my toes stay pointing forward. 4. We're not turning out to the side. 5. Now if you need a little more challenge, 6, don't put your toes down, just go right next to the roller right there. Up. That's definitely a little more challenge, isn't it? Yeah. So 4 more. But we try to give you options for whatever you need today. So a couple more. So right there, I'm just kind of touching the side of my roller. And then up. And actually, let's do one more for good measure right here. Let's go up and down, okay? All right. So you're gonna slide the roller over to the other side of the chair, if that's what you're doing today, if you're using the chair. And it would be the foot closest to the chair, okay? So let's pull ourselves up. We always wanna get up tall in the spine. We're gonna go up and down. We're tapping the toes the first few. You're gonna stay pulled up out of this hip. You wanna lift that spine up the whole time. So remember that. Are you breathing? Don't hold your breath today. Now maybe the next part of the set, we're not gonna tap the floor. We're just gonna let the inside edge of our foot touch that roller. And that is definitely a little bit more balance requirement. Airflow is good, so holding the breath is not a great idea. We're gonna check out a couple more times right here. And we're gonna do one more. All right, so you're gonna step that down for a moment. Just grab it. Let's just take a little break for a moment, okay? Put one foot back. I'm gonna bring my roller right here. Just wanna bring my knee in and tap and go back down like that. So we're just stepping the foot back, toes point forward. 3. You might be wondering, why are we doing this? 4. Well, we wanna get those hip flexors moving a little bit, the fronts of your hips. They'll work better if we just keep them moving in all directions. So 2 more, and this is another way to work your balance if you think about it. So 1 more right here, up and in. Actually, I lied, I want 1 more. I'm gonna stay and hold it as long as I can. About 10 seconds, I'm watching that clock there. Do you think you have 10 seconds in you? Maybe? Bring it down. All right, so there's the other side that we're gonna do. Get your foot back, please. Arms here, body up tall. Let's go in and out, and in and out. 3. Really lengthen up the arms right there. 4. We got about 3 more, and then we're going for that nice long hold. 2 more. 1 more. Actually, in and out, and then we'll bring the knee up, okay? So you ready to bring it in with me here? I knew you would be. Stay a few more seconds. You can do it. Last 4, 3, 2, bring it in. Good work. All right, I promised you that we would change it, that we wouldn't stay on the flat side. So I'm gonna put this down on the rolly side, so you might wanna pull your chair back. I'm gonna try mine without the chair today. Rolly side is an awesome way to strengthen your ankles. It's important that you center your foot, because if you don't center your foot, this ain't gonna go too well, okay? And actually, I'm gonna have you switch feet, because if you're starting over here, your chair is right here, we want that foot to be next to the inside edge of the chair. All right, you ready? So just start with the knee up and a tap. Starting with something familiar. 3, remember chair can be right here if you need it. 4, 5. Real good. You feel that ankle working a little bit there? 2 more. 1 more. That's why you might want the chair. Stay here for a few seconds, okay? You're on the tippy toes. We're gonna take the leg side. So I know you know this one as well. 2. I would not try to go too high yet. 3. Because you're focused on getting a little hang time out there. If at all possible. And up. Watch this ankle. Try to not let it go in or out. Last batch. 4, How's the air? 3, 2 more. This kind of work, it's so easy to hold your breath. So you gotta focus on keeping your breath going. One more time. All right, so now we get to step down. If you're using the chair, just move the roller to the other side now. And you wanna stay on that inside foot, the one closest to the chair. Up tall, make sure that foot is centered. Let's do it, knee up, and back down. And 2, and 3. So I don't wanna see any bending forward right here. Really tall. Up and down again. Now, if you find you gotta put your foot down fast every so often, that's okay. It absolutely is. And you might find that one side's a little better than the other with balance. So last 2, it's really normal. One more right here, so up and down. Now we're not gonna go anywhere, we're just gonna stay put, and we're gonna do that leg raise out to the side. Remember, you lead with your ankle. Okay, you lead with your ankle. You don't go too fast on the way up or the way down unless you're about to lose your balance. And it might be important for you to get down there fast too. Try it again, up. Have you kept your shoulder blades back and together? Have you kept your abs in? All important things to keep in mind. All right, so we're gonna go for your last 2 here. And then we're gonna see one more time. And I'm all set, and you're gonna step down. So we're gonna go back over to the other side of the chair if you're choosing to use the chair. And that means you wanna put the inside foot on the roller. Look down, is it centered? You gotta have that. Because without that, you're gonna fight too hard. Now, I'm gonna up the requirements a little bit. We're on the tippy toes. And what I wanna do is tap my heel to the front of the roller and my toes back. So ideally, we're gonna keep the foot off the floor the whole time, ideally. So let's give it a shot. So there's my heel, and there's my toes. Oh my goodness. 2, you might find you need that chair, huh? Yeah. And 3, and go back, concentrate. 4, I know I'm having to do that. Some more, please. 5. We did start out kind of easy, didn't we? Now you're realizing, oh my gosh, we can make this harder. So 2 more. Arms out will definitely help with balance. 1 more of each right here. Front and back. Heel and toes. All right, step down. Switch sides. Remember, inside foot next door to the chair. Chair would be here for a little bit of help. Don't just hang on. So lift yourself up tall. You want to pull yourself up out of this hip. And we got the heel to the front of the roller and the toes to the back of the roller. So you got your heel and you got your toes. Ankle's kind of wobbly, isn't it? 3, but a good way to work on getting it stronger and more stable. So front to back. Those hands can get creative every so often. 3 more times, okay? Here we go for 2. Keep that chest up. 1 more of each, please. Front to back. Well, wasn't that fun? Let's give you a quick stretch for those calves. I'm gonna turn this over now, and I'm gonna place the balls of the feet up there. So if you're not incredibly flexible with your calves, you probably wanna start with your toes back a little further behind the roller, because this one can get intense really fast. This should feel like a comfortable stretch. You shouldn't be ouching or kind of gritting your teeth. Just adjust it to make it a little bit easier on yourself. All right, that last one was so fun, I wanna try it again. So you would have your chair right here. Very important to center your foot on the roller, otherwise we won't make it. And we're gonna stand tall, we're gonna stand up out of our hip, and we're gonna try the heel, front, toes back, okay? So heel and toes, and heel and toes. Don't hold your breath here. 3, and go back, and 4. So that marks your halfway point. Relax that upper body. Make sure the inhales and exhales are happening. 2 more. 1 more here with the heel front and the toes going backwards. Good job. Switch sides. 1 more time the other side. A lot of times I'll have my arms out. If you think about like somebody on a tightrope, they always have that long bar and they're holding it, and that actually does help biomechanically to help you keep your balance. So if your arms are out, that's all cool. Nice and tall, heel front first. Let's go for this. Heel, toes. 2. Now if you're also trying to get your balance better, it helps to watch something that doesn't move. So you might not be watching me right now. You might be looking out ahead at your wall and focusing on one spot there that's not moving. That really does help. Your vision really, really helps out with the balance. 3 more. And then 2 more if you can find one spot that gives you kind of feedback. And 1 more each way. So front and back. There we go, we did it. All right, let's take another calf stretch. Flip that baby over. Balls of the feet up there. Heels down the floor. Shoulders back. And if you're progressing nicely with balance and you really want to challenge, do this with your shoes off. Because we take away that nice flat surface and things get harder all of a sudden. I know I'll do that every so often for my own workouts because it's an incredible challenge. But it's good for you too. All right, step down. So we've been doing a lot of work for the ankles. Now what I'm gonna have you do is still have your chair, but we're gonna turn it in such a way that the seat faces you. It's gonna be your target. You're holding this thing now. And I talked earlier, I let the words TV bird slip out of my mouth. And this is gonna be working the backs of the legs. Let me show you what I'm talking about. I'm gonna stand on one foot, and that foot, that side hand has the roller. I'm gonna bend forward and tap my chair. Now if you have a seat that's lower than mine, you're doing this because you don't wanna have to bend down as much to make it down there, okay? So notice the nice straight back and the straight legs. And there's nothing in your back that's rounding here. The belly is in, so important. Try it again. Don't worry so much about your arm. You don't have to extend it out huge. This is just giving you a target. I think it makes the balance a little bit easier when you can actually tap something there. So try it again. The hand that has that roller, try to not dip that shoulder down. Keep your both your shoulders back. I bet you can do a few more here. Forward. Then we're gonna go 3. You should be getting a stretch in the back of that leg that you're standing on. 2 more. Head goes with you. So 1 more time right here. Down. And back up. All right. Switch sides. You ready? We want the toes you're going to be standing on, those toes to be pointing forward. So let's try this here. Down. And up. The hinge motion at the hip. 2. So I'm trying, this hip right here, I'm trying to not turn it out to the side at all. Both those hip bones should be kind of pointing forward and down right there a little bit. We take our head with us. So I'm not looking ahead right now because I want that neck to stay in really good shape. So line up with my spine is usually the best spot for it. Don't hold your breath, okay? So these are hamstrings that we're working right now, the backs of the thighs. This is probably one of my favorite hamstring exercises because right there I stretch, and then on the way up I work it. You get kind of 2 for 1 in the same exercise. Is awesome. All right, another 4 here. How are your hamstrings doing? They doing okay? 2 more. And if that's just too much and you're just really tight in your hamstrings, you don't have to go down all that low. All right, So I'm gonna give you a challenge on the next few. We're gonna extend the arm out a little bit more, the one with the roller that is, okay? So here I go, out and in. Now if you say, oh, that doesn't work for me, I'm too shaky, you can go back to tapping the end of that roller on the chair. We don't have a problem with that. But the arm going out definitely, not only is it more balanced, but it gives you some posture work right in there, in that upper back and shoulder area. Now the leg you're standing on, I want you to try to keep it straight. And remember, we want to try to not rotate our hip out, that leg that's coming up. Think about aiming that chest towards the floor. A little bit more to go. Your head goes with you, so we want the neck in line with the spine. Are you feeling that stretch back there? Are you going down low enough you're getting that stretch? Not uncomfortable, just a nice stretch. All right, so 2 more right here. You got your final going on right now. All right, so we have one last set the other side. Whatever version you did, I want you to do the same thing here. If you extended your arm out, do that again. If you tapped your chair, do that. So here we go, switching your legs. Remember, the sides being a little bit different is absolutely normal. Generally, you're gonna have a little bit better balance on one side versus the other. A lot of times it will kind of coincide with the dominance and as far as what hand you are. Not always, but oftentimes. Try it again. Down low enough, there's that lovely stretch. Remember, both legs are straight. There should not be any discomfort in your back. If there is, maybe you're going too low, or maybe you're turning that hip out and you don't realize it. Or check the stance foot and make sure the toes are pointing forward. All those little things could throw your back off. Countdown is on, 4. And let's go 3 more. Abs are still solid, your head is still going with you. Last 2. And then I want to go for that last one right here. So forward bend. Now before we do a little bit more work today, put your roller down on the flat side. I would use the chair. We're gonna stretch out those hamstrings. So I'm gonna put my heel up on my roller like that, and then I'm gonna bend forward and pull my shoulders back, sit my hips back a little bit. Right in there is where we're stretching. Not running our back, not dipping down our shoulder either, so we wanna keep our back squared as far as the upper back. And then just change legs. So pop your heel up there, toes up, straight knee. Sitting back those hips and grab the chair if you need it. Gotta breathe, guys. You're doing good. We're gonna do a little bit more today with our roller. So let it go. Okay. You can have your chair close by you. Just gonna push one out of the way a little bit more. We're gonna put both feet up there. So if you're new to that, oh, by the way, it's the long way, side to side, end to end. And we put both feet up there, and they're in the middle of the roller. Because when we start moving, I don't want you to accidentally flip the roller and end up getting hurt a little bit. So we want to have our feet kind of close together, same amount of space either side on the outside edges of your feet there. Feel okay? All right, let's get our arms out. Shoulder blades back and together. Tuck your tailbone underneath you a little bit. Now we're gonna get the arms up a little bit higher. Reach, reach, reach. How long will your spine go? We're just gonna do some easy movement. One arm down, as that comes up, the other one's gonna go down. So just 1 and 2. And 1, 2. Now if you feel awesome, the hand that comes down, turn and look at that corner. And then you could slowly switch. Ooh, that's a little challenging, isn't it? So if you say to me, no, turning my head's not gonna work today, that's okay. It's your workout. 4. So it's gotta work for you. 3. I'm gonna have you do just 2 more, okay? You nice and tall there. Do you still have your abs in? One more time. And then I'm gonna bring my head to center, my hands down. Okay. This is where we need to come back up and where you really need to make sure your feet are close together. There needs to be evenness here. Feet centered, because I'm going to ask you to lift those feet up in a moment, okay? And you need to be very careful where you're at. Know where you're at, because we're going to do a little teeny up and down with each foot. And you might be looking down here a lot, because you need to know where your feet are. You need to know where those feet are. So up. Remember I talked earlier about that trapeze artist? I should say that high wire artist. I don't know how they do that. I sure wouldn't have the guts to do that. My balance is decent, but I think I'd totally lose it up there. Last 4. 3. 2 more. 1 more. All right, you can step down, okay? We're gonna do one more thing on each foot while we're here. And I'm gonna keep the flat side down. Now you're welcome to have your chair with you again, okay? But we're gonna get up on those tippy toes again. I'm just gonna do some movement with our arms, actually. So right here with the arms, chest is out. You're gonna start with a little kick forward. Turn your thumbs up. Now just bring your hands together when you do that. Hands meet. Hands meet. Now if you're using your chair a little bit, obviously you're just moving one hand right now, that's fine. Not a problem. Some more. All right, here's my challenge too. That leg's gonna come up, you're gonna stay there. Leg that's there, bring that one down, bring this one up. Now can you just move that arm down to your thigh? I think you can. Keep your leg up. 3, keep your posture perfect. Keep that leg up, I know it's working, but that's part of the class today, right? Yep, sure is. 3. Keep that thigh up there, okay? 2 more. 1 more. Guess what? Bring it down. Switch. So if you need the chair, go ahead and get it. Move it around a little bit so you got a little help there. Tiptoes. Arms. Bring them up. Shoulder blades pinched back and together. We might tweak this just to make it a little bit different here. Okay, still kind of the same style work. We're gonna go ahead and just start with a little kick. And a kick. And I want you to bring those arms in. You ready? So bring them in. And bring them in. Again. So 3 more, just like that. Keeping those thumbs up, that's easiest on the shoulders. 2 more. 1 more. We're gonna keep our leg up. We're gonna drop this hand down. This one's gonna go up. You still got that leg up there, don't you? Yeah. Bring it down, bring it up. And 2. If you got those wobbles, that's okay. 3, it's part of the work, you know. Try some more. Nice job. So I want to do 4 more. Keep that leg up there. I want that quad to be working. 3. 2. Just one more time right here, so bring it up. Good job. Bring this down. Walk it off, okay? I'm gonna throw one more exercise at you today. You definitely want the chair, okay? You definitely want the chair. We are gonna put both feet up there. Yes, the roller is from end to end, and this is why we want the chair. You can tell you're a little wobbly there, huh? Feet don't know which direction to go, front or back. And all I want you to try is up and out the hand. Now, how long you hold your hand up is really up to you. A lot of times I feel like with this one, we gotta put just a teensy bit more weight in through the balls of the feet, less in the heels. Just called shifting your center of gravity a little bit. Now I'm gonna see if I got a little bit longer in me right here. How you doing? All right, I'm gonna challenge you for 15 seconds. Here we go. Think you can hold it that long? I bet you can. Almost home. Come on, you can do it, you can do it, you can do it. And hold on to the chair, step down. We're stretching, okay? So get that out of the way. I'm gonna encourage you to use your chair. We're gonna pull a heel up because we did a lot of quad there. Now I'm able to grab my shoelaces, but you might need to grab your heel or pant leg. And we're gonna hold that and aiming that knee down to the floor. And then we'll also have you stretch out in a moment. The hamstrings on that side. You're doing great, you're almost done. So bring your foot down. Now the chair, you're gonna put your heel up into the seat. Straight leg, toes up. My guess is you're not gonna bend very far forward. It won't take much to feel that. But we want a straight knee, toes up. We want our back to be pretty flat so we're not rounding forward into this. Bring it down. Now you can cruise on over to the other side of your chair to help you keep your balance with that quad. So bring your heel up. Doesn't that feel good? After all that stabilizing work, it feels good to just stretch those out. It also signifies that we're almost done today. But that half roller is such an awesome way to work your balance and your ankle strength. A lot of times we'll be sitting around in people's houses and not too sure what to do with them. Well, that's what you can do with it. So bring your foot down. So it's the hamstrings, foot in the chair, toes up, bend forward. Remember, it won't take a lot to feel this, and it should not sting or burn at all. How are your shoulders? Posture always matters, doesn't it? It sure does. Last stretch of the day. Slide that foot down. All right, I'm gonna have you reach your hands up real tall. Lengthen out your spine. Remember to keep that tailbone tucked underneath you. And breathe in. And exhale, bring your hands down to your sides. You guys are all set. Have a great rest of your day. I'll see you again in your next workout.